Hey, what it do, beautiful people? Say, happy to see y'all on this great Martin Luther King Day. Um, as always, we have our wonderful team together, our family. Got David, Crystal, and Tori. And today, y'all, in honor of Dr. King, we want to kind of talk about his impact and kind of where we are now as a people. So, first, it feel like I ain't seen y'all in forever, in a day, and it's only been a week. That's when you know that like y'all family. How has y'all's week been?
My week has been good. Yeah, it's been real good. Got up, went to church yesterday, been watching a lot of football, and yeah, it's been going well.
Mm-hmm. Hey, what's your saying, Tori? How you doing? What is?
How you doing? Are you okay? We leaving.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let me start off with that again.
No, I'm okay.
Yeah, he gonna start out with. So
Okay. How you doing?
Are you okay?
Are you okay? And do you need anything? Let's start with you, Mary.
Is do you need anything that?
Within my reach. You gotta put that up.
Mm-hmm. I can tell you what it is.
He need a Rolls Royce.
Well,
because you already know something crazy.
I might have it for him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He got to put that in there within your reach.
I might have a Rolls Royce though.
Do your thing.
Can I borrow it?
What do you want?
2027. I'll wait a year on it.
We might be able to make that.
No, but my week was fantastic. My numbers are great. So that's always like I ain't had numbers like this even when I wasn't drinking. You know what I'm saying? So that I don't only had to go see my doctor once every 6 months. And I'm just grateful to be alive, man. All I need to be quite honest is just like prayers that I don't get distracted.
Just for the people who don't know your story or don't know what you're talking about, your numbers and stuff, can you briefly tell them what, you know?
So, in October 7th, 2024, I was blessed with a new liver, and I was very, very ill. Like, I was dying. Matter of fact, I just put a post out there from my memories in 2023 where doctor told me, Mr. Green, we're doing everything we can to keep you alive. And so for my numbers to be normal, like a healthy human means that my body is accepting my liver right now. And so that's what that means, y'all. I like really, when I say I'm alive, I'm both. I'm living a good life and I'm actually alive.
There you go. Good deal.
Yeah.
Crystal, same question.
Okay, first, before I even start with my rant, Reform Jay, congratulations. He said he's 31 days sober today.
Oh, really?
31 days clean. He just posted it on the thing. So I wanted, before I even talk about my week, congratulations. Like I said, may God continue to walk this walk with you, and you have four other people who's supporting and walking behind you. So
that's right.
Congratulations, Jay. Do I need? What's the question? How am I? I'm doing exceptionally well today. I'm happy to be back with my family. We missed a week, and I don't know about you guys, but even the times that I don't feel like getting out of bed to get up here or leave work, I miss when we don't get together. So seeing y'all really brightens my day. So thank you. Do I need anything? Of course, I'm always in need of something, but sometimes it's just needing to talk to someone. So you guys are take care of that for me too. What else? Other question? What do I want? I want $1 million, but.
Are you okay?
Oh, and I'm okay, and no, I don't need anything. I'm having a wonderful week. Your turn, Tori.
Well, one thing about it, I seen you yesterday, Kenny. So I ain't
Mm-hmm.
gonna talk to you. Crystal and Dave. Dave, I talk to you every day.
Right.
Crystal, I am great. I'm great. No complaint. You know what? Actually, Crystal, this to everybody. I did 4 jumping jacks. I don't know how I did it.
Man, dog.
I don't know how I did it. I
Man.
tried to do it again, and I couldn't. I couldn't even get my feet out.
It's okay.
You know, it's hey, man, hey.
So that was in the middle of last week. I was excited, thinking that I'm going to walk again, thinking, oh Lord, I was already planning to go to Brazil and everything.
Yeah, I know that's right. I know that's
You're
right.
still walking now.
Well,
I know what you're saying, but you know.
yeah, my mobility is not 100% intact yet.
And that's due to the MS.
Yes, due to MS.
I mean, because you know, in case somebody out there didn't know the story.
Yes, due to multiple sclerosis. You know, it attacks my mobility more than anything. And I can get real technical, talk about the mileage and all that. Everybody understand what I'm talking about, right?
Understood.
But it attacks my mobility. Let's put it that way. Let's leave it at that.
But for jumping jacks, I'm excited.
Me too.
Yeah. I was showing how
Oh, Mr. Macklin.
Oh, you're right. 32.
So you have your liver.
Mm-hmm.
You have MS.
MS, except mine attacks my brain.
MS
And pain.
Yeah. Mine is MS, pain, and memory. See?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fatigue.
No, but
I can go on and on.
But I think hey man, we just let the conversation flow. But I think sometimes that's important to tell people because I suffer from the same thing. You know, when you've masked ADHD with drinking, you don't realize how your ADHD mind works until you sober. And what you doing?
No,
Bite your hand. No, but and then you having to deal with your own reality. And so I was telling my therapist this week that my mind just finally slowed down and caught up to my reality, and that's a good place. Yeah. And so today, we honor Dr. King and what he really meant to American society. Like, what did y'all get from his legacy, or what are you still getting from his legacy? Because it still lives on.
wow.
That's good in your mouth.
Yeah, that is a great question. It's hard to say because
Talk free.
I want to say that I'm getting the good points from his speeches and words, but it's kind of hard to say with the way the world is. There's no getting along, and who's on the mountaintop? Are we on the mountaintop as a people? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to say, but I'm just hoping as a people we can continue to try to get along. At least try. Try to get along. Try to live right. Try to, do people right. Be right.
So I think Dr. King stood for a lot of different things, right? Yes, the racial equality was one, but I think what we don't see today that we saw back then was the camaraderie. No matter if you follow Malcolm X's way of thinking about it or Martin Luther King's way of thinking about it, the whole point is we came together as a people to fight against the common goal, and that was to make our lives better, right? So I think, again, I'm with you, David. It's kind of hard to walk in those steps because we're so divided. It's no longer, whites against blacks. It's blacks, light skinned blacks on dark skinned blacks, rich blacks on poor blacks, you know what I'm saying? So I think we just, at this point, what I would like to see is for us to all come back together for one common goal, and that's just to better our people. We were on that track to better our people, and somewhere along the line, we have lost the caboose and 5 of the cars that was attached to the 25 car train.
And my thing is the camaraderie. That was so great and impactful a long time ago. Why can't we do it now?
The 60s and 70s.
Yeah, why can't we do it now? That's the question. It's like, what are we doing? We are constantly divided. Why we divided, I have no idea. We are constantly divided. And I don't understand why. It starts somewhere. We've been trying to figure this out since day one, Mr. Community. Got to start somewhere, but it also requires participation from your neighbor. You know, you can't do it by yourself.
Do you even know your neighbor's name anymore?
Exactly. You don't.
You know what I'm saying? And it used to be your neighbors grew potatoes. You had sugar. I'm gonna trade these potatoes for this sugar. I'm gonna trade these potatoes for a ride to work because you don't have a car. I have a car. You know, so, but again, like I just said, do you even know your neighbor's names anymore?
I think I appreciate what Dr. King did, but I think he lived in a dream and not a vision. I think that's why they loved the "I have a dream" speech, because they knew it was unattainable. And at the end of his life, he talks about that. We still are trying to obtain a piece of a system that was not designed for us at all. And when you listen very carefully of how that message was pushed, they remind us constantly through that message that, nigga, it was a dream. Our reality is this. They still make it hard for us to vote. We still can't get good jobs. We still have to lean on government support. We still don't have homes. And my problem is that because we understand that we'll never be able to obtain that dream, we get stuck in this reality. I told somebody today that we were talking about racial unity, and I said, I believe it when they start coming to the mess they created, when they start coming to the hood. But they created the hood, our people maintain it. We keep killing each other. We step on each other's toes. We do bad business with each other. Everybody's trying to get over in some type of way because this illusion of gander, and it creates a hypocrisy within our people. And we have to be honest with that, man. Because if we're not, we will keep living in this reality and be okay with it.
And going back to the voting thing, you said how they made it difficult for us to vote. That was the main thing. For those of y'all who haven't watched it, Mississippi Burning is based on a true story. That's right. And it didn't matter if you were white or black, but that just shows how the system was not designed for us. They were willing to lynch and kill their own people for trying to get us to buses and places to vote. Back with Medgar Evers, I think it was Andrew Goodman was a white guy, and James was a black guy. Michael Schwerner was another white guy. It was the 2 white guys and the black guy, and they were literally picking people up, taking them to vote, and they got caught on a dark Mississippi road, and they killed those boys. And that was right before Medgar Evers. They took him out. Right before that, but there was that big movement in trying to get us down there to vote. And this was before Selma. This was before 1965, so it had to be what, 1963-ish.
Yep.
62 or so. Yeah, it's been an institute that has been built against us since the beginning of time.
Go ahead,
Oh, and my thing is, like you said, you know, we're trying to get over, and everybody's trying to get through this rat race. And if you think about it, there's enough for everybody.
Man,
More than enough.
There's more than enough for everybody. I'm not gonna pull you down to get an extra $2. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna pull you down to get, you know. How about this? I'm gonna lift you up so we both can get an extra $5.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's just my little.
But yeah, that's been bred in us since slavery.
Yes.
Because they saw one thing, all the inventions that we made to make our lives easier that people still use today. That's one they knew we were
Innovative.
Yeah, they knew that. They knew that we had the brain power to do this. We did great things, and that's why I think it's important for us to know our history. But we've been plagued with that since the house nigga and the field nigga. And that's when they pitted dark skin. That's when the whole dark skin and light skin thing really was formed. Because at some sense, no one was better than the other. We were both getting treated unfairly. And one of us just happened to be in the house, and we had to cook, clean, and feed babies, and
nurse them,
and have illegitimate babies.
Mm.
We didn't, okay?
And please the master.
And please the master. Whereas the ones in the field worked in the field all day. They envied us in the house because it looked like, you know, we got treated a little bit better because of skin color. But it was the same thing, and they pitted us against each other from that point. So we've been taught to keep each other down. That is what we have been bred, and we have to break that. And they're still doing it today, but it's called TV and propaganda now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tori, when especially as and we kind of touched on this the other day about us not doing business well, and because it's so funny. I on one hand I do agree with you, but I also think it's remarkable on this part. We forgive others, but let one of us mess up one time, and we be the first one to say, "Oh, I'm not doing. That's why I don't do black business."
I ain't going back to that restaurant. I ain't going back to that store.
So how do we change that? Like,
That's a great
So
question.
you just asked me. So what were you asking exactly?
the problem with black businesses from just, I guess, taking care of business, and then the response of how we respond to our own people and just.
Well, I think with us as far as the black business, I can only speak from my perspective as being an owner. You only have one time to mess up.
Right.
That's it. One. But you will give other people that you don't know multiple times to mess up. I mean, you shouldn't be messed up in the first place, in the beginning. Let's put that out there.
But you hear me.
But life be life sometimes. And what is your definition of messing up? I mean, that's what anybody. What is your definition of I messed over you? In my business, I try to have as much empathy as possible. Empathy, not sympathy. Empathy. I try to put myself in your shoes 24/7 before I even come to a decision or conclusion on what I'm going to do about a particular situation.
Well, I think that's a different, and I like how you worded that, specifically getting over. Because there is a difference between somebody getting over you and somebody just not having the know-how or the wherewithal to actually run a small business. And I think that kind of goes back to Dave's point as well, when he said that we had that kind of why I'm gonna get over on you for two when we both can make five type of mentality.
I have a question. So when you said, that we are quick to say we try the black business, we're not trying to win, do people actually take into account how hard it is for a black business to get started versus an Asian, versus a white person, versus a Jew, versus a Chinese person? They get grants and loans for the businesses. They get a chance to outsource. We don't get that same opportunity. So everything that we do, we're buying here or trying to purchase here, or it's completely out of our pocket. So yes, sometimes for black businesses, the demand may be stronger than what we actually have, but that's because we weren't set up, again, to succeed. If that makes sense, do people take that into account? That
No, but it's also comes first out. Hey Ashley Stevens, thank you for checking in and tuning in. But we were never trained properly on how to run a business right. So we've always been workers for most of the general population when it comes to us as blacks. So I can't understand what it takes to start a business because I've always been under somebody's umbrella or under somebody's control. So I can't empathize with it.
There's black business classes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Can learn from,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of them are profitable. Well, a lot of them are profitable. A lot of them are, what's the word I'm looking for? Legitimate. You got some out there that's like we're talking about. All right, here, you take this course for $500. But you got some out there that really is concerned about other black businesses and would like to help to see us get started. So
I can only speak from my perspective, right? Because I don't know anybody else that has a business what they went through. So, to me, I gained everything that I have for business, this business, through what I went through in the street. So we continue to say all day long about this through with the effort and all this other kind of stuff. But believe me, whoever you have to do, whatever you're doing, hustling or whatever, you are gaining knowledge how to run a business out there. Look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z came from the streets and he's a billionaire, right? He took that same mentality that he had from the street before whatever and took it to Wall Street per se. And look at him now.
See, but I think sometimes we forget what got him there. Like when we talk about, we don't. Jay-Z had a lot of failures, just like all black people, but he also had a lot of help. So it wasn't just his knowledge off the street; it was people pouring into him. We don't. When I say run the business, I'm not just talking about school. I'm talking about people pouring into us to mold us into these type of businessmen. Because when I'm in the streets, the only thing the streets is teaching me is how to hustle. Well, it's not teaching me how to be articulate. It's not teaching me. So all I know is the hustle. It's not teaching me how to dress, how to present a business plan. It's just like, I made this amount of bread and I'm going to flip it.
But that's if you're in that mindset.
But that's how most niggas think.
But that's how you said most niggas. But my thing is, that's if you're in that mindset. Everything that I got came from my knowledge. Did nobody help me? I've been having this going on 22 years. Ain't nobody helped me do nothing. I didn't have help that you said that's me. My help came from trial and error. And I'm talking to you as you a businessman also. But my help came from trial and error. I had to mess up and I had to clean it up all by myself. Ain't nobody help me do nothing. So when you say we got to pour into each other, true. True. You're absolutely correct. And there's a million failures to that one success story that people don't talk about. I failed a million times with this. A million times. I can honestly say that. Have I almost lost the business? No. But I came close. But did nobody help me, as you say, pour into me or whatever? Ain't nobody help me do this. I did this all on my own, man.
That's you think that. The problem is you also grew up in a two-parent household that made you get an education. See, I'm not talking. You think pouring in got something to do with money, and it don't. You got poured into. Everybody don't get poured into. Some people are made and born to be taught like they ain't shit, and it's a lot of us. It's more of us who are taught that than not. Most black people do not come out of two-parent household where their parents poured knowledge into them, wisdom into them, and most importantly, encouragement into them. So they don't know. So they'll never be able to empathize. You were able to make the mistakes and learn from the mistakes because you were taught that at a young age, that when you got in trouble, you learned from it. Some of these young kids, 13 years old, raising their baby sister while mama got to go to work.
That's true, but we talked about that on yesterday too. If everybody tuned in, we talked about how it's different than when our parents brought us up to what we doing today.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say they poured into me, yes, I have mother and father. True. But when you said that was where I got all of it, man, when I tell you, my mom and dad told me, they didn't tell me I was on my own, but it was pretty much like I was on my own. If I went once I got in trouble, they were there to help me. I don't know. But they told me, say you're going to end up one or two places. One or two places. Luckily, I went to the one that still allowed me to be up above the ground instead of under the ground. So when they say that, or when you say that, before the people are pouring into you, I'm not talking about money at all. I'm not talking about money. When I say I didn't have adequate help or whatever, that I need to make this grow, I started out with 9 people at work. Now it's up to like 17, 18. And that wasn't because somebody poured into me. That was trial and error. That was a whole bunch of mess ups. That was a whole bunch of ball drop. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go to nobody that had a business before to get the knowledge for them to instruct me. I didn't go to nobody on the street, get the knowledge from them to instruct me to try to prevent me from going where I went. I didn't have that. We talked about that yesterday. We ain't got the same stuff like you said, our parents, whatever. Okay, that's fine. I grew up in a two-parent household. You did too. Yeah. So, but their support helped me a lot. But at the same time, I was still out there on my own and had to get it. You know, even to this day, my mom would tell me straight up, whatever you need, I got you. And that kind of support right there is gold immensely.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's doing it.
That's my point, though, too. Most people don't. Your parents poured into you enough that you knew that you was going to make it. There's some that just start off in life without that at all. They just gutter. And so it is impossible for them to understand fully or empathize fully on another black business owner and take any type of compassion on, because they don't understand, like Crystal was talking about, what it took for you to jump off that porch and get there. They don't understand the lessons that it took. They don't understand the late nights, the no sleep. I know. I just like you said, I started one of the top 50 barbecue restaurants in the state of Texas in my backyard. Now, you know what I'm saying? But it was through those lessons that my parents taught me. You never give up. If you set a goal, go get it. Those are the things that I'm talking about, like those internal things that you never forget because of the lessons from your folks. And everybody not blessed with that, man. So some people are trained to just be workers. They don't know nothing else.
And that's true. And what I'm saying now is, I'm saying this to everybody out there that's viewing. I don't mind giving the advice. If you don't get it, or wherever you say like him, I don't mind giving it to you. I don't mind sharing my story or anything like that. What took it for me to be successful?
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind it. I don't mind sharing a story that would allow me to be here 22 years. I started this in 2004. I don't mind sharing that story. So if you're not getting it at home, reach out.
That was gonna be one of my next questions is how do we get back to Black Wall Street? How do we get back to that, right? I mean, you know, we all know the story about that Tulsa. They burned us down. They saw what we were doing was great. But how do we get back to that? Was that because then, again, everybody was working towards that common goal? Was it because we shared more knowledge? I mean, we built up a whole city. They came and took what we were doing. So is it the successful Black business owners, have they gotten too big to want to come down and speak to young people who have an entrepreneurial mind,
Mm-hmm.
but don't know how to do it because they feel like they've reached this pinnacle in their life and now they're here and they can no longer go here? Or
Those be the worst kind.
They become complacent.
Yeah.
And that's the wrong thing. They become complacent. They become comfortable in their little shell.
Right.
They're not raising their head up, looking around them and seeing what's going on. As long as they're okay, I mean, that's exactly what you talked about a little while ago. As long as they're okay, they're fine. As long as they ain't got nobody knocking on their door, they're fine. So, in essence, how do we get to the point to where we even get them to other people want to know what a successful business looks like? That want the knowledge. There's a whole lot of people out there that I guess both. A whole lot of people want to do it themselves, and there's no better teacher than Peggy. No better teacher, but you got a whole lot of people out there that want the knowledge.
I think too, Crystal, like they are ancestors back then understood survival. We have been taught the opposite. We think we survive, and we don't even realize we strive. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got a car and anywhere to lay your head, you strive. You ain't just surviving. Our people had, when after slavery, they had to go plant their own crops. And they learned everything within the slavery system on how to do it. They were already picking cotton. Now I know how to plant cotton. I know how to make greens. I know how, and so they built businesses within community, but it started from the ground up. We do not realize we in survival mode right now. This country itself is in survival mode right now. When old Bishop said, like, goddamn America, we see what's going on right now, and it is being punished because we're almost a broke country. And when, like Stephen A. Smith said, when white people get colds, black folk get pneumonia. And we don't realize we get ready to catch pneumonia. So we're not even afraid enough to even band together So we looking at the people up top, asking them to come down when the people down here just need to band together and start something.
I was just going to say, so does it start with us? Like, is it gonna be us four right here for our city, for DeSoto, Lancaster, Cedar Hill, that's gonna say, okay, guys, if it's anybody out here who wants to learn more about being an entrepreneur, wants to learn more about business, we can put you in contact with X, Y, and Z. Like, is that how we're gonna have to go about doing this? Because it's out of hand.
Yeah, it's out of hand, right?
And I would say yes to your question. It's gonna take more than Wall Street or a lot of these big businesses. Let us start small or in the community or what have you, and we be sincere about teaching and learning and helping each other out. Not trying to get over. That's my big thing.
It's the getting over.
Yeah, it's the getting over.
It's the getting over.
And you only get over for so long, and you're getting over for pennies on a dollar.
Right. What are you getting over for? What are you trying to get over for?
Exactly.
Why can't look? I say every episode, I need you. I'm going to need you sooner or later. So I'm striving. I'm rooting for you. To whether you go ahead of me or not, it don't make me any difference. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to need you and you're going to need me. Let's work together. And that's the problem that this, I don't want to say generation, but that's the problem that we're faced with these days. We're always competing with each other. What for?
Because they dangle their things. So it's like, hey, you know what? Y'all just stay over.
We see what happens when they come together. When they band together, we see what they can build.
Yes.
How can we divide them to where they cannot have these great minds come together and continue to build?
They do it for us. They do it with things. Our people are so enamored with things that we've even forgotten about the Holy One.
We're still in slavery.
We
just got whips and chains. Just means something totally different. It's not whips and chains no more. It's chains and whips.
Kanye said
we will take each other out for a set of rims.
Yep.
We will take each other out for gold necklaces. Whatever you think somebody else got, we are still, as far removed as we are from slavery, we are still mentally enslaved. Period. We traded in whips and chains for whips and chains.
we are slavery cost. They had to get the ships, they had to get the captives, they had to get the gun. It costs. We are just more expensive slaves now. Our dollar amount is still the same. It's still down here because they dangle us with things. They say, hey, you know what? You house niggas can take our old houses, build you a neighborhood, but when we move, y'all ain't gonna do nothing but follow us. Now you're gonna turn into a hood. Now we'll come back in and save the day again. And we keep falling for the trap, steady chasing them. That's what happened when you chase equality. If instead of equality, if we'd chase segregation and learn how to segregate ourselves and police our own communities, have our own mayors, we so divided that there are 7 churches right here within a 5-mile radius of each other, sucking the life out of the community. Like, I'm a PK. I was a pastor for many years.
Preacher's kid.
Yeah, exactly. And help them. and I was a pastor for many years, and I see it. I see what we are even divided in God. Like, that is crazy. Like, I go to such and such church, like Crips and Bloods. Like, we and it's sucking. We can't. It's they have divided us so well. It seems impossible for us to even think we can do better.
But you know what? We're such a visual people.
Yeah.
I mean, we see this. Oh, that looks nice. I got to get that.
Mm-hmm.
And that, in my opinion, that is one of the major things that's hurting us.
So
yeah, we don't have to have all that.
How do we change the standard? So if our standards are here, these are things are down here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The standard needs to be morality first. But how do you go through the steps of change? I think one of them was good. What Chris talked about is creating these pockets of community. But how do you even start that? No, and y'all, this is a question for the community as well, because we really are trying to find out answers on how to, like, at least punch a systematic problem that we have. So how do we do that?
That's the question that we've been asking since day one, before you even got the name, Mr. Community. That's the question that we've been asking since day one, and we have yet to receive an answer for it. We've yet to figure out how to do so ourselves.
We're gonna figure it out.
And I was gonna say, you know what though?
This is the start right here.
That's what I was gonna say. I think this is the start. We keep talking about it. One of us will come up with the answer, or we'll all come up with the answer together. Some of our viewers will come up with
So
something.
they say when two or more gather.
Yeah.
So that's all it takes. The community is two or more.
Mm.
So even within, not just with us four, because I know we're all striving for the same goal. We all kind of want the same goal. We're trying to figure out how to get there. But this is for the people out there watching and the people that we're trying to get to watch, right? What is it that you can do to step in and help in your community? Because it's a bigger problem than just us trying to tackle Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. It's too big for us four. That's too big, right? So what is it that you can do, whether it's you and your business partner, you and your neighbor, to start something in your community as small as the street? Get out, do a neighborhood, let's meet and greet.
Yeah.
Let's talk and let's see what you do and what I do and how can we come together to build something. Because we got to figure it out. Because if not, we just wasting away. You wouldn't have had a barbershop to start if CJ Madam Walker didn't start her hair business back when they told a woman she couldn't do nothing. But she started somewhere.
Yeah.
And she started with just right there within her house.
I think that's a thing too. Like, I really, and I mean this wholeheartedly to especially my people. That's why you do not allow them to erase your history.
That's it.
Because you won't appreciate what our forefathers did for us. There had to be somebody who took the hard blows so we could take the soft ones and be able to, like she just pointed out, so Tori could have this. And we need to tell our children so they can tell their children, so we can get back to knowing who we are, what we fought for.
Most of everything that was invented by a black person.
We are culture.
We had the light bulbs, the stoplight, the ironing board, the iron. And that was nothing more than necessity of us trying to make our jobs easier.
Yeah.
That was it. That was it. I mean, George Washington Carver, he was castrated. They castrated him on purpose. They did not want him to reproduce. And that's a lot of stuff that people don't know. But that if you go and read about George Washington Carver, they castrated him. They didn't want him to reproduce. And he ended up being a genius.
Yeah.
With everything that he did with the peanut, outside of peanut butter. It was more to it than that. But the Tuskegee experiments.
Yeah. Yeah. We talked about that yesterday.
We were, the lady, and I can't think of her name. Oh God, she was the woman who had the first ovarian cancer. They did experimental treatment on her. That's how we found out about ovarian cancer and cysts. It was because of a black woman. So it's a lot that we have done in this country, like as blacks, that if we remember our history and go back and learn, you can only feel like you are somebody and that you can do whatever you want to do, because these people had nothing to do nothing with.
But the problem is now is how they cut Black history out in school. They're not being taught. Hold on. Cam, what do they teach y'all in school now for Black history? Do they limit y'all? Or do they tell y'all the full scope of it? Yeah, see, and I'm speaking to how old are you, Cam? What grade you in? I'm speaking to a young lady that's in the 9th grade. she just said they not teaching them everything about Black history.
Mhm.
So she don't know too much. We sitting there having a conversation. All this is new to her.
All they want to do is appease us. They
Yeah.
wanna give us a little bit,
Mhm.
you know, and be like, okay, well, we're doing Black History Month, so we're gonna talk about
Yeah,
X and Y, but we don't talk about A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. You know.
I've never heard about the Black Panther Party in school.
Oh no, because they told us that was a radical party.
Yeah.
But they
full
did,
of hate.
but they did community stuff.
Yeah.
They every morning they had breakfast. Those kids, families alike could come eat breakfast. They could come eat dinner. They took people to and from work. It was more to it than just this social radical group that they made it seem.
People wearing all black and walking around with guns.
Yeah.
Much
Right.
Yeah.
But we walked around with guns then because we were policing our neighborhood.
That's right.
All we wanted to do was control our neighborhood and our people. That was it.
It's the same lie that they fed us that, you know, they took us and we were killing each other over there in Africa. They've always made us seem
Savages.
man, there we go. We've always been peaceful people. Our ancestors were there. Can you imagine how many millions of doctors, lawyers, scientists that we lost in the Atlantic slave trade that were just thrown over the side of a ship like they were less than humans, just to get an agenda for money, for things, for pride, ego, and then we turn around and mimic that shit. You know, I'd be ashamed of our damn selves. And I'm sorry because somebody gotta say it. We have forgotten who the hell we are. Like we kings and queens. This slavery wasn't nothing to us. We was before slavery. We were before a book called the Bible. And we were very spiritual people. We still are. Just got to tap back into it and understand that this life ain't about me. It's about my kids and my kids' kids and my neighbors' kids, because the system is designed to whoop our asses and we letting it. It's time for us to stand up.
Yeah, because we protest when one of us gets shot
Yeah.
by a cop. But as soon as that period fades, we stop protesting. We need to continue to protest it. We need to continue to ask for change at the jailhouses. But then again, it goes back to this. We have a right to vote. And I don't know if most people know this or not, but you know, the right to vote. When they signed that bill did not give us the right to vote for forever. Right now, that vote is in the air. It could, if they decide to take it away from us, guess what? The statute of limitations ran out. We only had so many years for that voting right before it ran out. And so you know how many people we lost Bloody Sunday and in Selma crossing that Edmund Pettus Bridge just for equality and just for voting rights. But we have to get out while we still have the right to vote. We need to get out and vote locally. It's local votes. You want something changed in your police department, get out and vote for the local sheriff. But we don't get out and do that either.
We don't. And then we don't, you know, I think that's one thing Dr. King did very, very well, besides all the other stuff. But the thing that I was most impressed with his whole thing was when he told them stop riding them buses, because he touched their money. And until we get back to understanding that our dollar has to stay with, Dr. Claude Anderson has put it best in his book Powernomics. I beg y'all to read that book, and shout out to him too. But if our money keeps circulating the way it is outside of us, then they'll always have us. When we bring it back, our talents, our HBCUs, our pride, our money starts coming back in here, you watch, they gotta change the system because they don't benefit from it no more.
That's why they burnt the Black Wall Street
That's
down.
exactly why. All of them.
Yes.
It ain't was just Oklahoma.
Our money in our communities, and the government was failing. They had to do something. They had to do something.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, this is one of the things I'm passionate about. Black history. I love Black history. But I feel like at this point, even as an adult, as a young adult, go Google anything. Start with Dick Gregory's book, because that was an excellent book. His last book that he wrote. But pick anything. Go read something about Black history. Find something you can look up. the top black gangster in America. They got a book on that, but it talks about what he did in his community.
Yeah.
Because even then, and I'm not promoting, gangsters or dope drug dealers, nothing like that. But even then, it was a code. Back then, they still took care of their community with the money that was coming in. They still took care of their community, gangster or no gangster. They kept it away from women and children, and they made sure their communities were
Police. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think people realize how much black money actually spends. We are the reason why the world goes round.
1.8 trillion.
We are the reason why. And you know
We
why?
are- we
Because
are-
we do things like this. We don't learn about credit. So what do? They tax on where you went and bought a brand new car. I went and bought a brand new car. You got 10% APR interest rate. I got 55%.
Mm-hmm.
And not realizing that y'all charging me $600 a month on a car note, that only $250 is going towards the actual car, and I'm just paying money just because.
But once again, back to, well, I got a car. You see my Mercedes?
That
I got that. I got this.
you got a Mercedes pulling up to an apartment complex.
Right.
You got a Mercedes pulling up to a rental house. Nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying is go acquire some land. Go get something that you can own.
Become a owner.
Become an owner.
I mean, even to the point where we need to start investing in our own banks. I think we need to take a lesson from Marcus Garvey, and we have enough money within our own communities to where we can open the banks and really change the actual system. Because when you start privatizing money within your own community, we say we're standing firm on this, they can't knock it down. We gonna fight tooth and nail to keep this going, not with each other. That was another thing I think we did wrong. We started letting our business get out in the street instead of keeping it in house and handling like all the other races do. We always in some damn mess. Shit, we love it. Like you like a podcast like this. Great conversation. People are learning, being educated. It's a lot of love, but they rather watch 2 or 3 women fight each other, or some man,
What's
having
that show, Baddies? They rather watch Baddies.
whatever that is.
It's a show where women, every show I've seen, they just fight. I don't know what for.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
The high schooler back there know what Baddies is. Baddies is a mess. All they do is fight, right?
You got the podcast where the nigga is a man or two and they just making women look dumb, and it's just like, man, it's great, man. Like, come on, man. We are so much better than the shit we watch, the shit we listen to, and the stuff that come out our mouth. And I know my mama gonna get on me for cussing. All you can say when you can be profane to be profane. It's depending on your outlook. I like to be profane and be profane. Because I could have said Dookie, but it wouldn't have gained the same effect. Shit is a lot better. Oh man, I ain't never gonna preach another sermon again. Like, oh no, he can't come. No, but as we close, y'all, just give the people whatever last word God put on your heart today. I might have said mine already.
Well, mine is, if there's anyone out there listening, watching, and you are a business owner or know a business owner that's willing to teach or willing to teach us or know anything about black banks or black businesses that we can start investing in, or how to get involved in black businesses, don't hesitate to hit us up.
I think you said what I was gonna say. That was my thing. If there's anybody out there who wants to see change, just start it in your community. I'm sure there's like-minded people out there, but other than that, I just encourage you guys to Google some Black history facts. that will change your mind. Get your families involved. You know, do a game night and do some black trivia. No, not being. I'm being for real. The 16th Street Baptist Church bombing. Look into that. Look into Mississippi burning. Look into the Medgar Evers story. Look into you know, Black Wall Street. Look into the Tuskegee experiments. There's a lot of things to look into as far as Black history. But I'm a Black history. Learn your history. Learn your history. If you have any history questions, let me know. We can talk all day. I have books. If there's anybody that wants some books, I have plenty of books on Black history that are signed by. I actually got to meet Reverend Abernathy that was standing with. I got to meet him. We actually attended his church. I did the walk with President Obama and Oprah and Al Sharpton on Edmund Pettus, the 50th anniversary. I took my son. We did that with a group. Shout out to the Bowtie Boys. If you're in the Garland area and you're looking for a program for your young Black men, Bowtie Boys. But we did a lot of Black history stuff. It's a lot out there to be done. Interesting fact, and I'm gonna shut up. Look at quilts. You know, our grandparents used to make quilts, and they had all those different patterns. Well, see, this is how smart we are as Black people. Back in the slave days,
man, teach them.
That was a map.
Teach them.
So for every 4 squares, there might have been 400 yards that had to be traveled. And when they had a blue patch, that was a lake. And when it was green, that means it was the forest. That's how Harriet Tubman was able to move slaves the way she was. We didn't have maps. They created maps. We created quilts that were our maps that told us how to get from the south to the north and what houses to stop into. So it's very interesting. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah, and you know that I know it's your turn, Tori, but
You're not Bob.
Yeah, this is one of them conversations.
Hey, but do you all know that the women had the braids and all that stuff? But in the braids and the seeds and stuff like that.
Food, it was corn, so when they got somewhere they could plant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we geniuses.
Man, you better tell somebody. Hey, y'all. Say hey to everybody.
Yeah,
Y'all say hey to everybody. Yeah, be all right.
So there you go. We're geniuses.
We're geniuses.
And like I said, when I said, you know, if it's Black businesses or what have you out there, you know my saying, please don't try to get over. And if you want to help, then contact us. If you want to get over, keep it moving, please. I said please.
Or even for our brothers and sisters who aren't African American. If you guys are business owners and you want to be part of a movement, if you want to be part of something bigger, reach out. Tell us how to get this started. Tell us how to get this started.
True.
There's a lot of white people that fought for us.
That's right.
Got lynched and fought for us. So there's people out there right now that they see the destruction that's happening. And for those that want to see these next generations do better, we're here for suggestions.
So true.
Nothing. I was saying.
It's the last word. The last word.
Yeah, whatever God put on your heart.
No. The last word I have is I have an umbrella. I created an umbrella. It's called Salon 215, and I want to employ everyone that's in the industry. I wish I had a big enough place for it. I have some booths available, and I also have some suites available for you to come work. And I strive to be the best owner.
Amen. Yeah, you do.
That's what I strive for. I don't want to give anyone any complaints about nothing. You know how they can talk about they own it, this, that, that. No, you're not going to get that here. I'm going to give you a perfect environment to work in, give you a perfect umbrella to work up under. I am very approachable, as long as you don't text me. Oh boy. You gotta, ain't that right? Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. I had to call.
Yeah, you better call.
Yeah.
But anyway, I have spots for you. I want to see you grow. I want to see everybody win. At the end of the day, as I always say, I'm going to need you sooner or later, or you're going to need me sooner or later. So let's do right by each other and let's just grow. That's my point.
Well, I just want to thank y'all for tuning in and need everybody to understand this. And this is from the bottom of my heart. There's extra chairs in here. And if you want to come sit down and have a conversation, like, let us know. Like, don't hesitate to hit the DMs, either one of them, because we are ready to talk about wide varieties, a variety of different topics. And I think one of the things that we have to understand is it's okay to want to do better. It's okay. We're not wanting to be stuck, and strive to be better than okay. Strive to be good first and then be better than better. And so y'all always have a place here. We get ready to come out with a pearl. We get ready to, really hit it hard. I make sure for my personal responsibility that we start putting the topics out before Thursday so people can know what's coming up. Sunday, we're talking about blended families with black kings, and so this is more than just a barber shop. This is a place that we all call home. It's a home away from home, and you're more than welcome here. And if you can't get here, always tune in and just hit us on our page, man. Somebody gonna respond back. Until next week, we love y'all, beautiful people. That right, that was a hell of a show.